So, good morning, everyone. It's Tuesday, the 17th of March, and the whole world is in quite a state right now, isn't it? I wanted to talk a little bit about what we can do as Nikken consultants, as owners of home-based businesses, during this global pandemic where there is social distancing going on, or these new phrases that are coming out that are new to all of us. Where we can't get together in groups of 10 or more. If I had one more person in my family, I think we'd have to decide who's going to be sleeping outside. We'd be breaking the rules. So it's crazy going on right now, isn't it? I think I mentioned on Facebook, I'm sure a lot of you saw, I was out doing my regular weekly shop at the supermarket. And someone looked at me and commented that, the world isn't ending, thinking that I was one of these panic buyers. It's like, I'm not panic shopping. I've got a family of 9. That makes 189 meals a week that we need to prepare for. This is our regular weekly shop. So but it's crazy. The shops are getting pretty empty. Necessities are very scarce. People are restricted to an indoors only environment. And here we are, we're in a different place, aren't we, to what we would have ever expected at the beginning of 2020. So how does this affect our business? This is the remarkable thing. Whilst the world is out there frantically trying to adapt and adjust, if we see this for what it is, there is very little that we need to do different. Yes, meetings like New York have been postponed. And again, like I said on my Facebook Live, I'm grateful for Nikken taking the difficult choice to do that. Of course, they did that before it's been imposed. It's imposed now. That's not going to be possible whether they liked it or not. But they were proactive there in seeking our best interests. I'm grateful for them taking that tough decision. So big events, regional events, even regular events in our local areas. I was with Yoko and Marianne Kelcher just the other week in Torrance. We had a wonderful group there, didn't you, Yoko? You had 40 people at that event. And but those things have gone by the wayside right now as well. So what do we do in this place where we are social gatherers, where we are being told not to gather? How do we do that? Well, of course, we're doing it right now, aren't we? We're getting together on Zoom and we're participating, connecting, staying connected. I wanted to share with you 10 things that I think we can all do today. Share today 10 things that we can do during this period where we need to be quarantined, isolated, restricted, distanced, however you want to phrase it. The reality is there is a ton of things that we can enjoy during this time. I would point out that one of my sons made an interesting observation. Their school, all of my kids' schools have been shut down. So I've got all the kids are at home right now. And one of my boys who had previously complained that he had a lot on his plate. He has an early morning class that he goes to prior to school that starts at 6:30, and then he goes from there to school, and then he's got other activities and assignments, responsibilities, what have you. And it just felt like sometimes, as you would expect, life is busy, burdensome, difficult, and he couldn't wait to look forward to the end of school. He graduates this year in just a few months. But he said the other day, this kind of sucks being quarantined. I want to be back at school. I want to get things going. And I said, wait a second. Why are you complaining? You wanted to be home before, and now you can be home. You don't want to be there. Yeah, but I like the routine. I like the schedule. I like the structure. And so one of the big challenges that most people are facing right now is what my son just pointed out. We've gone from having some sense of structure and routine to suddenly having that thrown up in the air. So a starting point that I would suggest is to build some structure and routine into your daily activities. Get a calendar out, be disciplined, and map out the times where you're going to do certain things, like build your Nikken business, be engaged in your Nikken activities, times when you're going to take a break, when you're going to have social activity, when you're going to chill out and put Netflix on or whatever it might be. But break it up, create a schedule, have a calendar, and recommit to some structure and routine to create some sense of harmony and control. One of the things that people are struggling with right now is the fact that they don't have that sense of control. They're at home, but they haven't given themselves routine. And so even though they've got all the things that they want to have at their fingertips, they feel frustrated and a little bit angst-ridden. We can eliminate that pretty quickly just by establishing some routine. So do that. Now, what are some things that we can do in NECAN right now while we're quarantined or in isolation or we're distancing ourselves from groups? Again, most of the things that we were doing before, we can continue to do. But with this extra time that we've got, with restaurants closed and sporting events canceled and theaters shut down and all that other stuff going on, we've got a bit more time to be a bit more productive with our business. So let's utilize this time well to engage and to set some new goals and to achieve more, which I believe we can as a result of the opportunities that we've been given. One of the things that we can do after we've set the schedule, update our email lists. It's important to stay in contact. Let's make sure that our email lists are up to date. Do we have email marketing campaigns that we've put together with places like MailChimp and what have you? Are there places like that that we could start exploring where we can get our lists compiled, structured better, and market more effectively to our groups, to our organizations, to our customers and what have you? Again, targeted marketing is important. We don't want to use big, broad paintbrush strokes to reach out to everyone with the same message. I got a message today, for example, on LinkedIn that from a contact of mine that I know that he didn't even use my name in the email. It was a blanket broad brush email to everyone. What a wasted effort that was. Yeah, if we've got a bit of time, personalize our messages, customize them, make them unique and special. You can get a template for sure, but have certain sections in there where you might want to tweak or personalize or customize just a little bit to make sure that people feel you've got a personal touch that's reaching out there. But update your email lists. Connect with places like MailChimp if you want to start doing some more effective email marketing campaigns. If you're not familiar with how to do them, maybe now is a great time to learn. Jump online and Google it. Yeah, time to learn some new skills. Tool up. This is a chance to do that. Another thing to do, point number 2, is to reach out to all of our customers, both active and inactive. Is this an opportunity where we can provide greater service, offer more value, give a greater sense of contribution? Everyone's concerned about their immune system. Everyone's concerned about getting a good night's sleep. Everyone's concerned about being well hydrated. We've got all of the tools and ammunition that you need there to do great service to our customers if we just reach out and follow up. Look online, look at the messages that you're seeing right now, look at the TV commercials that are being placed left, right, and center. Companies are grabbing the bull by the horns and changing their message. Is there a way that we can change our message to make it more relevant to our current circumstances? Everyone is talking about this. This is on the news 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We've got all of that information there now that is giving us the chance, if we've always struggled in the past to know what can I say, how do I follow up, we've got our opening lines given to us on a plate here now, haven't we? With the craziness of the coronavirus pandemic, how are you doing? You know, I noticed in the past that you bought our water filters. Maybe now's a good time to get some replacement filters or maybe upgrade your water system. Do you need another sports bottle? Are there more people in your home that could do with a portable sports bottle to give you filtered water on the go 24/7 without the need of stockpiling and panic buying? Can I help you out? Are you wanting to look after your immune system a little better amongst the chaos, amongst the craziness? If so, reach out, let me know. I've got stuff to help you. We've got a lot of people here that are interested. A lot of people are getting some proactive choices. I just thought you might be one of those people that would want to make some proactive decisions yourself to take your healthcare into your own hands, into your well-being into your own hands here. There's some great messages here that we can use, and the world is giving it to us. So let's connect with all of our customers. Again, active customers, and it's certainly a great time to connect with inactive ones as well. We may find some people re-engaging, recommitting, and certainly AutoShip will have some significant benefits for people during this time. Point number 3, follow up with inactive or former NECAN consultants from your team. Are there people in the past that have been in your business that are no longer in it now? There is always a churn rate. Yeah, it's a norm in our business, and it's a norm in all businesses. Yeah, that there is a churn. that there is a revolving door of people that come in and people that go out. As you look at your list, as you look at the people that you know, as you look to your business from years ago, are there people that you could reconnect with? Perhaps through social media, if you've lost phone numbers or email addresses, are there people that you could connect with, find out how they're doing, that were once wonderfully loyal Nikken customers or consultants, but are no longer connected? Now is certainly a good time to reconnect. These people may well be looking for Nikken products now and not quite know where to find them. Maybe you could reach out and connect and remind them of the great benefits that Nikken has to offer and why this is a good time to be a part of our community again. So get that contact list building and specifically focus on who is there that I know that has been in this business before that may want to reconnect and be a part of it, if only as a customer. Yeah, but start building that list, but a contact list filled with former Nikken consultants and customers may be a good starting point. So let's look there. Connect with your existing team members as well. Those that are dabbling, playing around just a little bit. We've all got some of those in our groups, yeah? And those that are actively engaged. Find out from them what their current goals are under the current circumstances. I was on a call just last night with a very valued team member up in Canada who had that very question. What do I say to my team members if they have different goals? Well, the first thing is find out what the goals are, yeah? So right now, while things are changing, people might find that they've gone from the average 10 hours a week of available time that the average distributor in our industry commits to suddenly finding that they've got more time on their hands. If they've got more time on their hands, are we connecting with them and helping them in a way that can engage that productively? That's really important. If suddenly people are sitting here going, well, I guess I've got nothing else to do but binge watch Netflix series, actually, maybe you do. Maybe this is a chance for a home-based business owner to significantly increase their earning potential, yeah? But if we don't know how to do that, if we're not scheduling our time, if we're not devoting ourselves to learning new skills, if we're not improving our contact list, if we're not connecting with more people, old and new, and reconnecting and finding out those in our team, what their goals are. Maybe their commitments have changed. Maybe their circumstances are temporarily, suddenly advantageous to the Nikken business, and they might want to set some new goals. So find out. Maggie, did you have a question?
Nope.
Oh, sorry. Okay, no worries. You just unmuted. I thought you were going to jump in for a sec. Okay, no problem. But that's what I would suggest. This is an opportunity for us to find out what their goals are and to recommit or to up the ante, make that commitment stronger. Well, we've got more time in our hands. This is a chance to really do something in a way that can help people achieve more of the incentives, commit to greater activity, more service, more income opportunities. So find out what those goals are, personalize our engagement with them and help them to achieve them. Let's start buddying up, creating some new teams where we're going to work together and achieve some new goals. This can be a chance where as we connect with our team members that are committed and say, hey, yeah, I've got an extra 10 hours a week in my hand, or I've got an extra 20 hours a week in my hands all of a sudden. Okay, let's change our goals. What we started our commitments with at the beginning of the year may not be what is a relevant goal for us right now. Maybe now we need to completely revolutionize what our goals are for the better. Yeah, this isn't about going, oh, well, I can't achieve Team Kaizen now because, look, we're all quarantined. Actually, this is the perfect chance to achieve all of these goals, yeah? Because it's not about being quarantined, it's about how much time do I have? Because we've got online and offline opportunities to connect. The offline takes a temporary second place, but online gives us a chance to connect in significant ways. So now we've got a chance to build more, to do more, to become more, to learn more, to connect more than ever before. So let's change our goals. Let's make sure we're doing that. Okay, so point number 5, are there new groups in line with what we've been talking about here that I can participate in and be a part of? For example, are there new Facebook groups that I can connect with? Again, what groups do I connect with? How do I know? The starting point is to create an avatar of your ideal business partner or customer. What does that person look like? How do they behave? What are their goals? What are the deficits that they have in their life when it comes to the 5 pillars of wellness? What are they looking for right now? How can you help them? What are the needs that they have that we can service? As you start to break that down and get really specific, and the more specific, the better. Yeah, because online marketing is really all about targeted marketing. So we need to know what their gender is, perhaps. That may or may not be a necessary thing for you. You might have a couple of avatars here, what their age group is, what their social demographic is, what their economic demographic is. And from there, as you start to paint that profile, where would they spend their time? Where would they hang out online? What would be their attention grabbers in that space? And then go there and start hanging out. It's so much easier to go into their space than try to pull them into yours. If they're all hanging out en masse in particular online groups, then go to those places. And then again, a point, if we are going to jump into these groups, is not to go for the short win, where we jump in and suddenly start blasting everyone with private messages, inviting them to join our opportunity. That's a great way to get booted out of any Facebook group. Yeah. The thing to do is remember, it's still about building relationships of trust. So what do we do when we join these Facebook groups or these LinkedIn groups or these Instagram pages where they've got, influencers that have got shared values or beliefs? What do? We participate and we join the conversations. And then we become, as a consequence of that, someone that is familiar, recognized, trusted, liked, appreciated. And then from there, you can start to build up one-on-one relationships with people. And from there, this is the long-term approach, isn't it? What we do from there is we start to build up that rapport, and we can start to have one-on-one dialogue with people in a way that isn't abrasive or intrusive or out of line with these online groups' standards or rules of conduct for the group. So join these groups, start building relationships, start connecting, join more conversations. That's the language that they use online. It's about engaging in conversation, okay? And that means participating and connecting, building relationships, building rapport. Okay, so number 6, look at areas of the business that you wanted to learn more about in the past, but maybe didn't have time to do. Maybe there are certain products that you want to learn more about. Why don't we jump on some of these online classes that are hosted on a weekly basis? Gary Linder does a great one every Tuesday night. Linda Morris does a great one. Barb Bertucci often does a great one as well. Brody Craney also does wonderful online trainings and classes on the products. If there are classes or products that you want to learn about, now's the time to do a little bit of study and start to learn from our own library of materials. Maybe there's some social media training. Maybe you're going, I'd like to learn how to use these groups. Maybe I'd like to set up my own group and have people connect with my groups and for me to have the space. Maybe I want to learn how to do a little bit of online advertising. Maybe I want to learn how to do some, strengthen my voice or my brand or my identity in an online space. And I've not done that before, and I'd like to learn how to do that better. Well, now's the time to learn. If you've got a few extra hours in the day and throughout the week, again, jump online, Google it. That's the answer to everything nowadays, isn't it? We can get all the answers by asking Google. How do I learn this? If it's not there in our current library of tools, because it's Nikken specific, then we can certainly find it online on YouTube, on Google, on Facebook, you name it, we can find these places to learn. So maybe I want to learn some social media skills or some online skills or some branding skills or what have you. Maybe I want to learn how to do my email marketing campaigns a bit better. Time to learn. It's time to tool up. Maybe I want to learn how to prospect better. So there's places out there, again, that offer great skills, great support, great training. Eric Worre does a ton of videos. In fact, there's a load of videos online free. There's more books that are available from a host of different sources on how to tool up and learn to be great prospectors. So this is a time, if we don't want to be in front of the screen all the time, pull out some of these books and start learning and do it that way too. That's a great way to do it.
Hey, Ben, this is Ruth.
Yeah. Hey, Ruth.
Hey, I'm out, but I just wanted to share with you because of the, well, self-quarantine type of thing for the community. I reached out. There were 3 women's groups that when I went to their website, which I normally couldn't go physically because they were too far,
Mm.
they are doing online. So I signed up yesterday for 3 Zoom online meetings with
Yeah,
groups that I normally wouldn't go. But because it's on Zoom, I just put them in my calendar and I've got 3 booked.
yeah,
And then, yeah, so I'm just like, and then LinkedIn has if you go on the homepage, there's like a 13 course how to work remotely through LinkedIn, and each one is an hour. You can actually get a certification. So I started that yesterday also because I'm like, I might as well make use of this time and
exactly.
learn more about things. So I just want to just add that there's plenty of things out there that you can go learn. And
Wonderful.
it's
Thank you,
knowledge.
Ruth.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. And before you know it, you'll be making new contacts, new friends, learning new skills, and feeling empowered to do so much more and achieve so much more in your business as a result. This is really a significant gift that we've been given, that can be used so much to our advantage if we take the time. My son's comment that I mentioned at the beginning really nailed it for me. We can feel frustrated and angst ridden because all of a sudden we've got all this time in our hands, we don't know what to do. Well, schedule it. That's what he was missing. He felt vulnerable because all of a sudden his schedule was taken from him. Well, build one, create it. Devote some time to learning new skills, devote some time to building the contact list, to doing the follow-up, to engaging, to reaching out, to contacting people, to participating in meetings. Build out the critical activities and devote time in your calendar on a daily, weekly basis to those activities to make sure that it happens. So yeah, great points, Ruth. Really good, really good. Point number 7, do a Facebook Live. I did one just the other day, and it's had, I think, close to 500 views, a ton of shares, which is wonderful, and loads of comments, and we can do things like that. We can participate virtually. I do find, and I do need to do Facebook Lives more, because I do find whenever I do a brief message, that took all of 5 minutes. I sat down beforehand for a few minutes to confirm the path and flow of my message, and then a few minutes on Facebook Live, and that was it. But it has a long-lasting reach. It doesn't just last for that 5 minutes. It keeps on going and going and going. And yeah,
I did a very small video, and I found
yeah,
the smaller the video, then you don't need to put it up on YouTube and put a link in there. And so if it's under like 3 minutes or somewhere right around there, and I had someone asking me about lactoferrin and
yeah,
immunity and such, and I'm like, and I work with a lot of cancer people and such, and I just say, ask your doctor, can you eat mushrooms?
yeah,
Because that's what they are, and I call them foodlets. And so I just did a little quick thing, and I put it on Facebook. Didn't say price or any of that, and I think I just said, private message me if you're interested in more
yeah,
information. And that worked out real well. Barb Satterwhite did a great little one on the mushrooms
yeah,
and all the list of the mushrooms. And so anyway, those are really great. And I've been promoting the 10-4 because it's still in the hopper with buy 2 get 1 free,
mm,
as a code. So Roger Drummer had said a long time ago that it amps up whatever immunes you're doing. With anything you're doing for your immune system, it's amping it up, like compounding it.
yeah,
So it's like threefold.
yeah,
So that's a great thing to call people and just let them know about, and make your own little video. And then I've just cut and pasting it and putting it manually into my customers' emails.
yeah, yeah.
But it was still good because I did get to personalize it and how the kids and whatever. So
Yeah, I love that, and I like how you referenced. Yeah, it's just a few minutes long, and you tease them with the information they want to have. Don't give all the details, and then ask them to private message you to get more information. That's a really good flow and strategy, Barbara. I think that's something that we can all practice as we're doing these Facebook Live little messages, yeah, or these little video recordings. Is keep it short, keep it punchy. Don't answer all their questions because you want them to have a reason to connect with you and respond. You're engaging communication and conversation. So we don't want it to be a monologue that goes on and answers everything and gives them everything all at once. Give them a teaser, give them a bit, pull them in, invite them to ask and learn more. That's a really great piece of advice, Barbara. Thank you. So point number 8, this kind of ties in a little bit with what Barbara just said. Share with people what the incentives are that are available right now. We've got product offers, like Barbara just mentioned with the 10-4. We've also got a new one with the water products as well, 20% off. That's a great offer for people if we're wanting to integrate, again, new solutions for others and give them benefits and a sense of added value. There are a lot of things that we can do to make people aware of all of the good benefits of our Niken products or our business. So appraise ourselves of all of the things that are available on offer, the special deals, the special prices, the advantages that we've got. Go from there and integrate them into our messaging. Number 9, host virtual meetings. Of course, we've got one this Saturday, our Power A call that we have on the, is it the 3rd Saturday of the month? We've got that coming up this Saturday. We want everyone to join in. Again, bring friends, connect people. This is a chance where hopefully people might be getting bored of Netflix and want something else. And we're going to give them something. 30-minute bite-size opportunity presentation here to connect with us and to learn a bit more about what we're doing. So remember the different events that are on, host your own, plug into the list of activities that are going on. Again, the Niken Connect document has the list of all the different events that are going on a weekly basis. Use that, make yourself aware of all the different webinars that are available that we can connect people to. And last of all, as we wrap up, of course, dose ourselves up on our own favorite Niken products too. Make sure that we've got everything in stock that we want for us. Great healthcare starts with our own person first, isn't it? That's kind of rule number 1 for any medic. Make sure that your own safety is taken care of. You want to make sure that you've got everything that you need in your home. So if there are any areas of your Niken Wellness home that needs topping up, do a look around, do a walk around the house, make sure you've got everything you need and top it up, and maybe call by your neighbors, see how they're doing. Is there anything that you could bring over to them? And use this chance to be a good neighbor, be a good friend, and offer them the chance to have a little piece of your wellness home and look after them too. You know, maybe some good can come from that too. So I hope this has been helpful. Thank you everyone for jumping on today. And again, remember, this is an opportunity not to be afraid, not to be anxious or stressed, but to take control of our circumstances and turn it to our good. And everything that we've got in the Niken business can remain unaffected as people shop online, communicate online, reach out to their groups through email, Zoom, WhatsApp, Facebook, you name it. We've got all of these resources at our fingertips. The critical thing is, I think, to quote my 17-year-old son, build the schedule. Yeah, that's what makes us feel uneasy. Get that schedule in, plan our activities well, and I think a great deal of good can be done. And we can see volume go up. Customer acquisition can go up. New recruits can go up. Team members can grow. And we can get more people back, active, engaged, and lit up with opportunity here more than ever before. So,
hey Ben, do you mind if I jump in on a point?
Yeah, please do.
Just a reminder that our immune system is subject to our mental state of mind, our conditioning, mentally and emotionally. And so do everything that you know to do to keep your vibration high. And that there's sufficient evidence now out there that our health is in the hands of our attitude. So don't forget that that's an important part of your immune system regimen, is the fact that we are out there to serve the world in a very positive and productive way, beginning with ourselves.
Yeah, really.
On St. Patrick's Day, everybody's Irish. So if you throw out Irish kisses, you're going to get them back.
Yeah, there you go. Now, I've got, just before I close, I just noticed a couple of comments here sent to me. So there is a women's event on the 4th and 5th of April. I do want to give that a little bit of a quick promotion. Barbara, do you want to unmute yourself and just tell us a little bit about that? Is that all right?
I know it's a virtual expo, and there are all the leaders. Heather's putting it together, and the leaders are really coming together to have their videos. So it'll be done professionally. It'll look great. You'll be able to jump on, jump off, listen to certain things. I'm not sure if it's going to be made available other segments later. I'm not quite sure how she's setting all that up, but it sounds great. I was talking to Linda Morris, and you know, I'm doing a segment. We've all got pieces that we're doing. So, and I'm also like, hey, the guys can play, they can come on. It's just the women are teaching it. So I don't know how to express that part too, because 80% of us are women, and we need to learn, you know, which way and how to, and all that from the women's point of view as well. So
Yeah, no, I really like that. Thank you. And I'm glad you referenced that too, because as a guy, some of the greatest influences in my life have been the women in my life. Yeah. And it's important for us to be able to learn. Don't just look at these women's events and go, well, it's not for me. They're the ones leading. And it's important for us to acknowledge that and participate, because empowering women doesn't happen when women speak only to women. Empowering women happens when men listen, yeah, and when men participate. That's when the empowerment starts to happen. Otherwise, we're talking in a vacuum. So, I'm glad you mentioned that, Barbara, because I think it's important for the men in the room, which are the minority, to recognize that this is something they can participate in and learn from.
and to underline that the leaders in NECAN are 80% men and 20% women. And it's about time people just pick up their bootstraps and come on, we got to make it more 50-50.
Exactly. Yeah, 100% agree.
And
Madeline, you wanted to say something as well?
Yeah, this Barb Satterwhite.
Sorry. Yeah, go back.
Yeah, I would encourage everybody, if you haven't done it, go to the home page and just click on the scrolling banner that Heather did, and that gives you an idea of what it's all about, because you need to share that with everybody.
Yeah.
Number one. And the other quick thing I just wanted to say is, here's something very simple that I did this over the weekend, is send an email broadcast to customers, a separate one to consultants, which are a lot inactive, and immediately from the customers got 2 responses, one of which wants the water system, the other just is engaged. And so that was a simple thing to do that we forget about. And I used that, what Mike posted about your, check with the environment or something like that. Anyway, I just copied and pasted what was out there. So don't forget, you have that tool.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you. Thank you, Bob.
I'd like to add one thing. In talking to old, many of us are tenured, been around for a while, and we are over 39. And some of our previous customers and consultants, remembering their children and our children and grandchildren that are now digital media expert, and many not working and have time from home. So those conversations can be about their children being involved, or their grandchildren, or who do they know that they might want to refer in that conversation, not necessarily their interest other than their own immune support or whatever. If they don't want to hear, then you have a conversation on an interest in their family.
Yeah, that's a really good point. One of the best lessons that I've learned in this business is it's not who you know, it's who they know. Yeah, and when we can learn to ask for referrals, recognizing that most of us, our contact lists are people that are like us. Yes. So most of my social network are people of my age group. Yeah. But what about their kids? And that's a good thing to consider. Who do you know that whilst they're quarantined might want to have some fun and run their own home-based business? Yeah. Make a little bit of money on the side while they're stuck in the house. This is a great chance to suddenly engage a new audience. And often it'll come from what Madeline just said. It's not who we know, it's who they know. It's the find out about how the family and friends are doing, that maybe a younger or different generation that might want to connect and engage now versus before. So really good. Excellent.
Hey, just before the call, I reached out to somebody. I haven't talked to him for months, and just visiting. And of course, guess what? Coronavirus came up, and immunity. I just kind of mentioned, well, we got a really neat product, and a lot of businesses, they've got product that fit the market right now. And he started asking about that. And I sent a broadcast out to everyone about immunity, because there's a book called Medicinal Mushrooms, and it talks about NECAN, where it says that of all the multiple mushrooms formulas, that NECAN is the Rolls Royce of multiple mushroom formulas. And that is high praise indeed. Anyway, there's a link that takes that there, so you can take those quotes. Also, a couple of excellent Roger Drummer talks about that. If you send that out to people, I think you'll sell some of that. And
Yeah.
maybe just a little brag on Barb Satterwhite. She made some calls a while back ago, and I can't remember the numbers, but it was a whole bunch of grounding pads that she sold just over the telephone. That's an awesome story to tell. The price point's really good. And so, boy, talking to people on the phone, that's what I've been doing. That's how I built my business from the beginning. And so much of it is just talking to people with the telephone, one-on-one, one at a time, and do it a lot, and things will happen. I followed up on somebody that bought a waterfall a couple of months ago. Last night, we got talking about the sleep system, and she says, oh, I think I'd be interested in that. So I sent a little video about the sleep system. So, wow, it's just having lots of conversations. You'll discover real quick that a lot of people are available. It's very easy to get a hold of people on the phone right now. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, wonderful, Dave. Thank you. So I hope this has been helpful today, everyone. Again, the critical thing to me is people have more time on their hands. Let's use it wisely, build a new schedule and calendar of events. And with that, set some new goals. The goals that you set in January are not relevant today. There is a chance to upgrade, to improve, to enrich those goals and achieve more and help others to do the same. We've got to spread that message, I think, because there will be a lot of people that have disconnected from that principle and will just be sat here going, floundering, going, what do I do? I've just got all this time on my hands. And they'll just turn on the TV or they'll waste time scrolling through social media. If we schedule, we recommit, we set new goals, we can do so much more. But we need to help people understand that that's a connection they've got to make. Yeah, so let's reach out and invite people to do that, because a lot of good could come from this. And we could have some great Nikken months over the next few months as a result, which would be wonderful, wouldn't it? So everyone else is wondering what to do, and here we are thriving. It's a great testimony to our business. So thank you all very much. Love you loads. Great to see lots of healthy, smiling faces looking back at me today. Keep well, stay safe, and we'll speak to you soon. Bye-bye.